اهلا وسهلا في كل حلقه جديده من جنشن امباكت. بعد غياب يعني بسبب المرض يعني رجعت لكم. احدى التغييرات اللي صارت اني جبت هذا الشخصيه وجبت اشياء تانية هلا راح افرجيكم اياها. غيرت يعني نوعا ما. هذا رفعته لليفل 40 بس حتى اقدر استخدمه، بس لسه ما اعطيته ولا ارتيفاكت ولا شيء. لازم اشوف ايش وضعه. عندي مشكله بالارتيفاكتس، هي عدد الارتيفاكتس اللي عندي غير كافي، عددهم قليل بصراحه. لازم اعمل فارمينج. هلا انا عملت فارمينج جديد، اذا بتشوفوا هون عندي كتير منهم نيو مكتوب عليه هون، هذا انه جبتهم جديد، بس لازمني اعمل المزيد من الفارمينج. لدقيقي الملاحظه، انتم اكيد انتبهتوا انه عندي هون شخصيتين جداد اللي هن شارلينج، وهي انا مكيف عليها. فعلا رائعه هي الشخصيه، رائعه رائعه. هي صح 4 نجوم بس انا بحسها 5 نجوم، يعني كتير قويه وفعلا يعني ساعدتني كتير على الفوز بكتير تحديات، يعني ما كنت رح اقدر افوز فيها لولاها. ف اعطيها هذا السلاح لمنتر ماسري 124 وشغلات تانية كتير، يعني عم بيعطيها هذا السلاح كتير. انا مبسوط بهذا السلاح. هو اذا بتشوفوا هو لونه بنفسجي، شايفين؟ عم بستخدمه معه ومع ميكا نفس السلاح حاليا. ايه، وبالإضافة إلى تشيتشي الغبية، تشيتشي الرائعة. عن جد هاي الشخصية رائعة يا جماعة، لولاها يعني هلا بفرجيكم. يعني كتير استفدت من هدول الشخصيات. فعلا هاي الشخصية رائعة. مشكلتها إنه سيف اللي عاطيها إياه سيف ضعيف 3 نجوم. بس أنا المشكلة السيف العادي، هذا السيف القتال العادي عندي بس سيف واحد جيد، وأنا عم بستخدمه مع الترافلر حاليا، فما في عندي سيف جيد أعطيه لتشيتشي. بس رغم هذا الشيء والله مو كتير سيء. هذا المشكلة فيزيكال دامج، هذا كريتيكال دامج بيعطي. اوكي 30% كريتيكال دامج انا شايفه كويس يعني بالنسبة لسيف لهي يعني. وبالإضافة انه بيعطيني كريتيكال ريت زائد 28% اذا كانت الهيلث فوق 90. يعني هذا رقم يعني جدا كبير كتير. عم بيعطيني هذا السيف، يعني انا شايفه جيد. ف تشيتشي الرائعة ربحتها وانا كتير مبسوط فيها. وفي لها حركة حلوة انه هي التعويذة هي تبعها اللي موجودة على راسها هي اللي بتخليها تتحرك لانيتها زومبي، فاحيانا بيجي هوا فبتطير التعويذة بتمسكها بايديها انه مشان تحافظ على التعويذة مشان ما تطير. فايه تشيتشي مسكينة. وكمان ربحت هاي فروزان، فاروزان اسمها. ايه انا متعود على اللفظ الالماني. اوكي، فهي اخذتها شخصية انيمو، الظاهر هي انيمو بالفعل. اخذتها من هذا الايفنت اللي هون بعد ما خلصت منه قدر الامكان. يعني هلا ما بقى في داعي اخلصه لانه انا ماني شايف شيء ممكن استفيد منه اذا خلصته، بس اغلب التحديات اللي فيه سويتها. تيست ران، عملت تيست ران لهدول مشان نحصل. انا بنصحكم تعملوا دائما تيست ران لهي الشخصيات لحتى تحصلوا على هاي الايتمز اللي هي اللي بتستخدموها مشان تطوير نفس الشخصية. فهذا الشيء يعني جدا مفيد انكم تعملوه، فبنصحكم فيه دائما.
It's good to get out and stretch your legs once in a while.
هلا بعد ما يعني هالمقدمة العجيبة سويت لكم اياها، نحن لازم نتوجه للمهمة الثالثة. الى المهمة الثالثة من مهمات أياكا بعد ما هي دلتنا عليهم. فالترافلر هلا ما أنا مقتنعة ان تساعد الناس يعني في حربة ضد مشان استعادة الفيجنز تبعهم.
When did it start to rain? Oh no, I forgot to bring an umbrella.
هذا قرار، هذا كتير قرار. ايه بنرجع مهمات أياكا لأنه الترافلر لسه ما أنا مقتنعة إنه تساعدهم، مع إنه أنا مقتنع أساعدهم من زمان، بس الترافلر لهلا مصرة.
It's a similar feeling to pulling an all-nighter on a work project.
حبيبي فهمناك، انت بتشتغل مشاريع وانت قرار وانت كذا، خلاص شيل لي. وينه هذا صانع السيوف؟ اين انت يا معلم السيوف؟ هذا هو.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Hyman heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Okay.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though,
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you?
حبيبي احكوا لنا مين
Don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately!
ايش بو
Don't
سensei؟
make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of miHoYo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert.
قول لي
We
عليهم
haven't
وانا
arrived at the
بضربهم.
best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
انا لن اعود حتى
I
اتحدث مع
see you
سensei.
are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave.
اوكي اشرح لي.
Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard.
شو ديمون
Though self-taught, he
دومون
mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But
اوكي
then,
ايش صار له بعدين؟
not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away.
بالضبط اخذوا
He hasn't been
الفيجن
the same
فقد
since.
الطموح كذا
He
كذا.
says the strangest things
تمام.
over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an
طب
exorcism.
انتم فهموني شلون
But if
ربطتوا
I'm honest,
بين
I still
يعني
have my
مبين انه
doubts over whether
هو
he'll
صار معه
completely
مشكله لانه
recover.
فقد الفيجن. منين جبتوا لي هي انه تلبسته روح مدري شبح مدري ايش؟
That!
you haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to
لازم
come
اكون
and watch
موجود
if you're
يعني احضر
interested.
So,
طقوس صح؟
losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
بالضبط لازم احضر هذا الشيء. ايمت لازم ارجع؟ 18 لل 24 اوكي. انا رح اضل واقف هون. اعتبروني ماني موجود، انا بس رح اضل واقف هون لبين ما تصير الساعة 18 عادي. اذا بتحكوا معي ما رح ارد عليكم لانه انا مثل التمثال هلا. هلا صارت الساعة. والله انتوا واقفين معي عادي جدا. الشيء طبيعي.
So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It
Okay.
looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names.
مين هاي
Some of
الاسماء؟
them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's, his senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water.
تمام، روح جيب مي. هذا هو السنسي؟ هذا هو مو؟
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them.
اوكي، انا حاسه هذا هو المعلم، هو عم يهرب. شوي، هاي بدي اياها. اوكي، وين انت طلعت لفوق؟
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
هذا هو.
Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
حبيبي مين انت؟
How did you catch up with me so quickly? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does, unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you?
ايه
And
باي
what are
نحكي
you
معه.
doing sneaking around these parts? You
بهدلي
seem
بهدلي.
like bad news, mister.
برافو.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
Senior?
اوكي.
Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai, yes, that's me. Because I
ليش كنت عم
don't wish
تهرب؟
to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster, studying miHoYo Sui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of miHoYo Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all
سكون
agitation.
العقل، اوكي.
So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception, but Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing
ما
less
بشوف
than
إنه هذا شيء
perfection
سيء
in the
يعني.
art of the sword.
كان عنده حلم
And nothing
وسعى
could
مشان
deter him
يحقق
from
حلمه.
this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of miHoYo Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I
يعني
had
هذا
trained the
بيغار منه.
longest. Everyone had high expectations from me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind. His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced miHoYo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true.
راح يتأكد إذا
Then,
هو عن جد
to my
فقد
complete
عقله ولا لا.
astonishment, I heard him call my name. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself.
بالضبط راح يتأكد.
Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
أنت بس جيت مشان تلهيني؟
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
أوكي. تعال نشوف إيش صار معهم. وينهم؟ هدول.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible?
طلع مجنون ما فيه
No, I
جني.
refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please, try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And
طيب.
all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
مين هاي؟
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news. Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great
أروح أجيبها
calamities.
هاي؟
I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
طب ليش هي ما جت؟
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not like to be kept
نحن
waiting.
اللي بدنا نروح لعندها.
I must
تمام.
leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
طيب.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei.
تمام. بروح
Sure.
معكم.
After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too.
صراحة دا أعرف مين هاي.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
رايدن يعني برق مو؟ يمكن كان في بمورتال كومبات في واحد اسمه رايدن كان سلاحه الرعد هيك شيء. اوكي لازم استنى ولا لا لازم اروح فورا. اوكي فيني اروح فورا؟ للاسف لا. شو هو اقرب تليبورتيشن؟ ما في طريق. فيني اروح من بيت من هذا البيت، من بيت كاميزاتو. طيب رح اجرب اطلع من هون ونصعد لفوق بهالطريقة. ما بعرف اذا هذا الشيء بينجح. المفروض ينجح لانه هون انا شايف في طريق. شو هاد؟ مزار، معبد. اوكي اخذنا الخنفساء، ما بعرف ليش اخذناها بس اخذناها. اوكي تمام. شو هون بعمل؟ اوكي بالضغط على حرف تي تحت بيصير شيء. تمام 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 تمام. تي عجبتني هاي. عجبتني هاي الشغلة. بس هلا شلون بدي اروح انا لهنيك؟ هلا هون محطوط شيء، فالظاهر فيني اطلع لعنده. ما فيني اطلع من هون؟ لا كأنه ما فيني. كتير العالم مصنوع بطريقة غريبة. مصنوع بطريقة غريبة هذا. كيف بدكم مني اطلع من هون صح؟ وبعد على هاي الحشرة حيطيلي الحشرة مشان اصير اعرف الطريق. بالضبط تمام. هذا إلي؟ يسلموا.
What a bountiful harvest!
وانتي عم بتدليني على الطريق صح؟ شوفي اوكي ما بقدر اسوي شيء هون. طيب في عندي هون طريقين، طريق بيلف وطريق من جوا. رح اروح على الطريق اللي بيلف هالمرة. المرة الجاية اللي بعبر هاي المنطقة رح اروح على الطريق اللي من جوا. شو هاد؟ يا جماعة في هون كتير شغلات، اشياء مخفية كتيرة. طيب حلو. هذا شيء كمان غريب. لافندر ميلون، بطيخ الخزامة. ايش دخل البطيخ بالخزامة ما بعرف، بس اوكي بطيخ وخزامة بنفس الوقت. تمام عادي جدا. تمام تمام. شو في هون؟ شو هاي الشغلة؟ مثير للاهتمام هذا الشيء، ما بعرف شو هاي. في هون شيء كمان. اوكي اوكي لازم افتحه من جوا. تمام. اعطيني لهالخنفساء هاي. شلون بدي انزل؟ اوكي. منيح اجلت الطلعة لهذا الوقت لانه عن جد كانت الطلعة ممتعة جدا. شو صار؟ عم تمزحوا معي مو؟ اكيد عم بمزحوا معي، هذا اكيد مزح يعني، بس مزح يعني ما حلو. اوكي خنفساء هاتا. ما بعرف ليش بس حاسس انه رح تلزمني 17 خنفساء قريبا، لذلك عم بلمهم كلهم. وهون مزار، معبد، شراين، شو بدكم سموه؟ واو هذا المكان حلو جدا جدا. هون بشوف يمكن كل الجزر تحتي. بالفعل بشوف الجزر كله. هنيك في شيء لازم اروحه، هاي البوابة. اوكي هذا الولد فيني احكي معه. فيو بوينت وينه؟ هاي ورجيني الفيو بوينت. اوكي تليبورتيشن هون. هون مزار تاني. مين انتي؟ عم تحكي على التليفون يعني؟ اوكي هون ما في حدا، وهون ما في حدا، بس انا لازم اروح لهون. تمام حلو هذا المكان كتير. وهون في تمثال، هذا رايدن شوغن.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
بلكي بتعرفنا.
Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the
انتوا
sword.
شلون وصلتوا هون قبلي؟ يعني عندكم تليبورتيشن؟
Let me go, I beg you.
هدول وصلوا قبل ما انا
As you
اوصل.
can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Ai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
Then does that mean he...
معناتها احكي مع رفيقتك
Yes.
الرايدن شوغن
This is a
خليها
change in
ترجع له
the person
الفيجن.
himself.
مو هي
Unable
رفيقتك؟
to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices miHoYo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Ai, I'm not sure I understand.
اوكي ولا انا.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their
Okay.
sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others,
اوكي.
even those of one's closest
يعني
companions.
ضميره معه
Only a
بيتحمل
deep
انه هو
commitment to
يدمر
his
حياة
ambition to become
كتير
the
ناس.
best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters,
بالضبط.
to focus on the way ahead.
على حساب
When
غيره
that
كانت
ambition
نهضته.
disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now.
تمام.
Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from?
راح يقول له
Did he
سامحتك يعني
follow
راح
us the
يسامحه.
whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it
كأنه
would
هذا
come.
هو نفس الشخصية
never
بالضبط.
should've.
ناسخينه مرتين. واحد
You're
مخربط له
right to
شعره وواحد
assume
مزبط
that
له
my
شعره.
feelings towards
هذا
you are
بالضبط
far
نفس
from
الشخص.
kindly. But I
يا
didn't come
جماعة
here to
صناعة
settle a
الألعاب صارت
score.
كسلانة.
It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the
يلا
way would
تصالحوا
hold it
بوسوا
against
شوارب
you.
بعضكم وخلاص
On the
ما صار شيء.
contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me,
طيب هلا هاي
And that
بتقنعه
Naruto's
وهذا
far from the
بيقنعه
only
بده
one.
يطرح هالشي للحكي.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions
هدول
crushed.
الأولاد اللي
That's what
المتدربين
happened on the
عندك في
day
عندهم
that you
طموح،
so
استفيد من طموحهم
effortlessly
هن
defeated me. So, just as I
قبل ما
once
نحل
placed my
القضية مع راجن
ambitions
شوغن
onto you,
ونخلص.
it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
مزبوط عنده أتباع كتير تلاميذ.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far.
بالضبط علمون
This
وخلاص.
is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
هاي الموديل تبعها كتير معقد. مبنية
So
بشكل
even though his
جيد.
ambition was
هل هي
taken
شخصية
away,
بنلعب فيها؟
his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that's
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai
بالطبع
has
بدها
some
تحكي
words
معنا.
for you.
الموديل هاد
My intuition
هاي
was
الشخصية
correct.
معتنين فيها كتير.
The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
إيش قصدك؟ إيش رح أسوي ليش على هاي الجزر أنا؟
I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
ما رح أرد.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that.
بايمون كتير مهتمة
We can
فيها.
come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
اوكي اوكي نحن جاوزنا الوقت، بس انا رح انهي كل شيء بهاي الحلقه، لانه بدي انهي هاي الجزء من القصه اللي هو انه لازم نتبع الميشنز والفيجنز. لازم نشوف انه الرايدن شوغن عنده مشكله مع الفيجنز وهاي الامور، ف رح احاول انهيها هلا. ليدي كاميزاتو، اياكا، خلصنا مهمات اللي بدك اياهم. خلاص اقتنعت.
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes?
او اياكا.
Ayaka! Huh?
انت ايش جابك؟ واو، طلعت قدامنا اياكا. اوكي
Traveler,
تفاجأت.
Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all
فاجأتيني.
about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
بصراحة نحن ما ساعدنا ولا حدا.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to
بالضبط
really
لازم
help
نرجع لهم
them.
الفيجنز لحتى يرجع.
Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
صح.
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can be friends.
طيب تم قبول طلب الصداقة.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
سوف أساعدك بالضبط.
You
هذا اللي
will?
بدنا إياه.
Really? Naturally.
خلاص تمام.
bravo, my lady.
هلا
You were
اتفقنا
right
مع
all
أياكا
along.
إنه نحل
See?
مشكلة
I
الفيجنز.
told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
أوكي.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
راح تطلع لبرا يعني؟ أوكي.
What's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro
Okay.
Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
يعني هذا بس
Makes
لعشيرتهم.
sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
والله ممكن. What kind of god is this
The
Shogun?
almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies.
إيش استفدنا
She
منك؟
inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply.
شو
It
هو؟
was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In
تبا.
that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity,
هذا خطر.
acting accordingly without feeling.
إذا ما عندها مشاعر بتكون خطيرة.
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one
يعني
of
الناس مو
indifference.
مهتمة أصلا.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes,
اوكي.
Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group.
اوكي في مقاومة يعني
To
كويس.
say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems.
طيب هل
But
هذا
I
الشيء
do
يعني إني
wonder
لازم
whether
أروح
there
على
may be some
هاي
other
الجزيرة
agenda behind their
الثانية اللي
resistance
فيها هدول
movement
المقاومة؟
beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree.
ولا فهمت غلط؟ طيب هل
Of
اعترضتوا على
course,
القانون؟
we have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenchukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryo Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently
طب هدول
scrapped.
شو مصلحتهم هدول
They
الاثنين؟
invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything.
تبا.
It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
هدول العشيرتين أو المجموعتين هن اللي ما عم بيوافقوا على رفع الاعتراض للشوغن. طيب.
Ooh, Paimon!
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
إيش استفدنا؟
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity.
خلاص
Coming
أنا
to terms with
بقاتله.
that is
قولي لي
already
وينه
a
وأنا بروح
difficult step
بقاتله.
to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by
أوكي.
providing vision bearers with safe refuge,
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. The
Okay.
problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions,
Darn! So they found out about it?
Yes. We knew it was
طيب.
not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the
أنا ولا أنا لازم
reputation of
أطلع
the
من
entire
السجن. هذا
Kamisato clan
الشخص اللي
should we
كان
be caught.
يصنع فيجنز للناس.
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
اوكي ماشي. طيب في شخص عم يصنع فيجنز، عم ينقذ الناس اللي عندهم فيجنز، هو اللي عم يصنع لهم فيجنز بديلة، يعني فيجنز مزورة أو هيك. فهذا الشخص أنا لازم أنقذه وهلا أطالعه من السجن لأنه مسكوه. هذا اللي أنا فهمته. وما راح أروح لحالي، في شخص راح يساعدني عند متجر الألعاب النارية. أوكي ممتاز ممتاز. بعد ما تجاوزنا الوقت بكتير، خليني بس أنهي هاي الأشياء الصغيرة اللي عم نسويها. شو في هون؟ في هاي مهمة الغريبة أوكي. غيره غيره أنا فتحت غير نافذة بالغلط. عندي هاي، عندي غيرها. شوفوا شو صار في عندي مهمات، عندي كتير. شو هاي؟ عندي كتير هون مهمات بالعالم تبعي، لازم انظف هاي القائمه. صار لي زمان ماني منظفه ومهمات عم تظهر وانا ما عم بشيلها، حتى عندي كوميشنز تبع اليوم ما سويتهم. ايه وفي عندي كتير شغلات لازم اسويها، فراح اسويها بوقتها ونشوف شلون راح نسويها. ومشان الفيجنز في الحلقه القادمه اكيد. بتمنى تكون الحلقه عجبتكم، بشوفكم في حلقه قادمه. مع السلامه.